Welcome back to another video, guys. Today I'm going to be talking about 5 dislikes about my 2016 V6 Mustang. So these are not really major deal breakers. One of them I believe is a major deal breaker in my personal opinion. I'll go over which one that is. But for the rest of them, they're pretty much just nitpicking around the area. I've had this car for almost a year, coming up on about 10 days. I'll have it a year. So let's go ahead and jump into the topic of the video. So, number one, I'm going to put it number one for a reason. It is the worst thing about my car. And that is this simple reason being that there is no aux cord. Now, why is this the worst thing about the car? This car has Sync version 1. For people who don't know, Sync version 1 is kind of Ford's entertainment system to do with like voice activation, its Bluetooth system, stuff like that. There is a big problem with Sync version 1. And I'll tell you right now what it is. If your friend gets in the car, they want to Bluetooth their phone to your car, which is fine. First of all, you got to make sure it's in park and that you can't move anywhere because of security system. That's perfectly fine, for safety reasons. That's fine altogether. But if they manage to sync their phone to your car and then both you and them get back in your car one time after doing that and you both have your Bluetooth turned on, the entertainment system fights over which phone to link it with, and that is a problem. And that is a problem. Why? For this reason. It will brick your entertainment system completely. It will brick it altogether. So what that means is, what I mean by that is, you get absolutely no audio, you get no head-up display, you get no backup camera, your backup camera is gone, you get nothing, absolutely nothing on that screen at all whatsoever. You don't get no audio, you can't turn anything on or off, you can't do anything involving your entertainment system at all. You can't answer calls or nothing. So how do you fix this problem? Well, there is a way how to fix it. You get on your phone, and you go under the settings of your phone, and you go to Bluetooth, and you unlink your car from your phone. And there is another step to it. You have to go and leave your car turned off for 15 minutes, completely off. Then after 15 minutes, you can then get back in your car and resync your phone. There is another problem, however, though, as a lot of times it does not fully sync your phone book, meaning your contacts, to the car. So then you have to unsync your phone again and then resync it. This is not a problem just with my car, by the way. This is a problem with a lot of stuff to do with Sync 1 in general, and why a lot of people wind up getting upgraded systems in their cars that are like this. The premium version of the car, if you get a premium version, is not the same system as what's in this right here. So just thought I'd let you know, if you have a premium version, that's probably why you've not encountered that issue. But if you have a standard base model, you might encounter that issue. So that's number one out of the way. That's the biggest negative of the car. Going on to number 2 is the paddle shifters. I personally like that when I shift a car, for it to be the center console stick shift in the car, or the shift in the car, the shifter in the car is what I meant to say. But the paddle shifters, and I don't have a problem with paddle shifters mainly, except this. The paddle shifters on the Mustang feel quite a bit cheap compared to other paddle shifters that I've used in the past. And I've done about 5 to 6, I've driven friends' cars of mine that have about 5 to 6 paddle shifters. And in the Mustang, they just feel kind of cheap, to be 100% honest. So that would be number 2. Again, it's not a deal breaker. The biggest deal breaker was number 1. That's why I put it at number 1. Number 3 would be the chrome trim in the car and just how easily it comes off. So I would like to throw out here that my car previously was not handled very well by its previous owner. I could tell this for multiple reasons. Number 1 being I got the car undetailed, which in my opinion is better to get it that way, as you know how the previous owner treated your car. And the previous owner of my car did not treat it with the best overall that they could. Why is that, and how do I know that? There was dog hair all over the seats. There was like one stain in the back of the seat, which had been cleaned up, so that was cleaned up already. I didn't have to deal with that. There is, around the cup holder, and this is where it comes to it, around the cup holder, there is the chrome trim is completely peeling off, and I did nothing to that. That was there when I got the car. I understood that. But when you actually get to looking at it, you understand how brittle and how not really well held together this chrome trim is. It's pretty when it comes to it, because it's not actually chrome trim, it's plastic made to look like chrome is what it is. So there are a few other things that are in here that are chrome trim that are not actually chrome. But for the most part, that's about, the biggest one. Then we go on to what I believe is number 4, if I am correct. Number 4 is being the fact that it is a Mustang. Now, what do I mean by this negative? Well, it's not a big deal breaker, but since it's number 4 and it depends on where you live, honestly. So when it comes down to it, it honestly depends on where you live. And where I live, wherever there's a Mustang, there's always a cop that has to follow it, essentially. And it's not just for my Mustang either. It goes for, you know, I know 3 people that have Mustangs where I live. You know, every time there's always a cop that follows them, because just the generalization in my area, which sucks, but the generalization is that people who have cars like a Mustang, a Challenger, and stuff like that are going to race on the streets a little bit from light to light. And people usually do that where I'm at. So, you know, it's understandable for that to happen. But that again is like, I don't really consider that negative to the car. But just know, if you're gonna get a Mustang, that might happen to you a little bit. And finally, going on to number 5, which is my most annoying thing, to be 100% honest, is the fact that no matter how much I take care of this car and no matter what I do to it, the front, specifically with S550 Mustangs that I've looked online, have a problem with the hoods getting chipped no matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you don't drive on the highway, it doesn't matter if you drive only the back roads or whatever, you always seem to get chips on the hood of your car. And the only way to fix this is either, number 1, get it wrapped, number 2, get it repainted and chip correction done to your car, or number 3, buy another Mustang and hope it doesn't happen. And supposedly this has to do with from the factory sealant or the protectant sealant that they put on the paint or something, or how the paint adheres to the hood is from what I've read online and heard from somebody at a Ford dealership. So when it comes down to it, those are my 5 negatives about my 2016 V6 Mustang. Overall, this is still my favorite car that I've owned to this day. You know, I owned a Mercury Cougar, a Volkswagen Beetle, and the Mini Cooper. And the Mini Cooper is really, really fun. It really is. And fun in an aspect of you can zip around corners all day in that thing. You know what I mean? All day long, and you have no issues. The Mustang is fun in the fact that you can put your foot down and go a little bit if you want to. But that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.